Hey everyone, and welcome. We are going to dive right into something a little bit different today. We're stepping into a special storybook explainer together. So I want you to get comfortable, open up your imaginations, and join me on a journey to a really fascinating place called Brooksville. Today, we're uncovering a pretty wonderful mystery about the people who literally make our world turn. So let's go explore the city of silent tools.
Section 1. The Strange Morning Silence.
Picture, if you will, the bustling town of Bricksville. On any normal day, this place is just bursting with energy, movement, and sound. Long before the sun even peeks over the horizon, the bakers are wide awake, hands covered in flour, kneading dough for fresh bread. Out on the roads, garbage collectors are working hard in the cool morning air, clearing the streets while everyone else is fast asleep. Tailors are stitching clothes, teachers are prepping classrooms. Everyone is busy, busy, busy. But one morning, the town woke up to something entirely different. It was strangely quiet. As the poem goes, no hammers ringing in the street, no brooms to sweep the dust away. The baker's ovens lacked their heat. The tools had gone to sleep today. The bread shop? Locked tight. School gates? Closed. The street lamps that flickered out overnight hadn't been fixed, and even the postman's trusty bicycle was just leaning, lonely and quiet, against a brick wall. It was Labor Day, and for the very first time, all the tools in Bricksville had been set down. Every single worker was resting.
Now, on this incredibly quiet morning, a young boy named Ollie was walking through these completely still streets with his mother. Ollie gave his mom's hand a little squeeze. He felt that cold, still air and just listened to the eerie echo of his own sneakers on the pavement. He looked around at all the locked doors and the resting tools, gave his mom's hand a tug, and asked, "Why is everything so still, Amma? Why can't I get my favorite buns today?" It was a really profound question, and actually it was the start of a massive journey of discovery for him.
Section 2. Superheroes of the Everyday.
Well, Allie's mother, Amma, didn't just give him a quick brush-off answer. Instead, she smiled, took his hand, and guided him over to a nearby park bench so they could sit down. She knew this quiet morning was the absolute perfect time to explain something truly magical about how their town actually worked. She told him that today they were celebrating the superheroes of the everyday. And she wasn't talking about heroes who wear capes or fly through the sky. She meant the laborers and workers who dedicate their time, their energy, and their skills to make our lives easy, safe, and beautiful. In fact, right now, I want all of you to look down at your own shoes. Go ahead, take a look.
Amma pointed right at Allie's shoes and said, a cobbler spent hours making sure those were strong enough for you to run. Think about the heavy hammers, the thick, sharp needles, and that tough thread just resting silently on the cobbler's bench today. All of that hard, hands-on effort, it goes directly into making sure you can sprint across the playground without giving it a second thought.
Then, she pointed out across the green grass of the park they were sitting in. She asked him to think about the gardener. The gardener who, day in and day out, kneels right there in the dirt, pulling out every single sharp weed and thorny plant. Why? So that Ollie and kids exactly like you can have a soft, comfortable, and safe place to play. The gardener's trowels and thick gloves were resting today, but their hard work was literally all around them. And what happens when the sun goes down? Amma had Ollie look way up at the tall street lamps. She reminded him of the brave electricians who strap on heavy belts of tools and climb high up those really intimidating poles. They work with dangerous wires just to make sure the bright lights in our homes turn on and the dark is kept safely away from our streets. For over a century, communities all around the world have celebrated Labor Day just to pause, honor, and remember the long, proud history of these vital workers who built our modern world.
Section 3. Building our daily comfort. Once Ollie actually started looking closely, he began seeing the invisible fingerprints of these everyday heroes on absolutely everything around him. He realized just how much of our daily comfort is built by other people. Try imagining your day without them. Without the farmer out in the fields, Ollie's plate would be completely empty. Without the mason carefully stacking heavy bricks and mixing mortar, he wouldn't have a safe, warm roof over his head. Without the street cleaner sweeping up the dirt and litter every single morning, that beautiful park would be covered in thick dust and trash. It's all connected! Amma looked at him and shared a really profound truth. She told Ollie, every person who works using their hands, their heart, or their mind is building our world. Let those words sink in for a second. Labor Day isn't just a day of silence. It's our way of loudly saying thank you. It reminds us that no work is small, whether you're sweeping a street or designing a skyscraper. Every single worker deserves immense respect and gratitude.
Section 4. A simple thank you.
Sitting on that bench, Ali had this huge realization. The quiet town suddenly made total sense to him. And more importantly, he knew exactly what he needed to do about it. When he got home that evening, he felt this urgent inspiration to take action. So he grabbed a piece of paper and his brightest, most colorful crayons. Now, he didn't sit down to write a fan letter to a famous movie star, or a wealthy king, or some famous athlete. Nope, he thought of his own personal everyday hero. He wrote a heartfelt note for the man who swept their street every single morning. The note simply said, "Thank you for making my world shine. Happy Labor Day." A super small gesture for sure, but it held so much power.
Section 5. Awakening the Tools.
The quiet, still Monday of Labor Day eventually came to a close, and as the sun rose the next day, Tuesday morning arrived in Bricksville. And let me tell you, with Tuesday morning, the incredible energy of the town came rushing back. When Tuesday hit, the music of work began again. You could hear the rhythmic clinking of the metal hammers, the steady swish, swish, swishing of the street rooms. You could feel the heat as those giant ovens in the bakeries roared right back to life. The whole town was moving, building, and growing once more.
But something really important had shifted. As the children of Bricksville, including Ali, walked to school that bright Tuesday morning, they didn't just walk past the workers with their heads down anymore. They looked up. They smiled brightly. They waved at the garbage collector, the baker, and the street cleaner. Ali and his friends now understood a deep, deep truth. The true strength of any nation and any community lies directly in the hard-working hands of its laborers. Section 6. Draw your everyday hero.
So, we've explored the silent city, we've heard those busy tools wake back up, and we've learned a ton along with Ali. But now it's time to bring this story right back here to our own classroom assembly. Let's quickly review the core lessons we can take away from Bricksville. First, the dignity of work. Remember that no matter what the job is, it is honorable and it is absolutely vital. Second, gratitude. We really need to actively appreciate the people who provide our food, our safety, and our daily comfort. And third, appreciating our invisible heroes, those wonderful folks working behind the scenes like the cleaners, the farmers, and the delivery drivers, whose work literally forms the foundation of our easy lives. So I want to leave you with this really exciting question to think about. Who is the everyday hero you want to thank today? Just like Ollie did with his brightest crayons, I want you to grab your own crayons and paper. Think about those invisible foundations in your life. Is it the person who cooks your meals? The person who keeps your school clean? The driver who gets you safely home? I want you to draw a picture of them, and let's practice saying, "Thank you for making my world shine." And hey, when you go home today, your mission is to interview a family member. Ask them what kind of hard work they do, and what silent tools they use to help build our world. Get creative with it, have fun, and let's go celebrate our heroes. So who will you thank first?